It's okay, we got you. Who are these? Wasn't he the old man that was like freezing or something? Where did we see him from? What case was that? So, witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Ew, he just flapped his lip with his hand. Ew, why his lip like that, dog? I don't have a voice. Names we don't use names. Far too fancy for like us. What is she doing? She looks like a...
We're just free and easy, sell where we like, live where we want to live.
She looks clean for a... I guess I was comparing it to the middle guy because he looks dirty as hell, but they're not hobos. They're street vendors. I gave them all a vacant stare as they walked down Fresno and spin a few words into a verse for them. You a rapper? What? Ah, would I be right in assuming that all three of you make your living by selling wares on the street? I hate this man's lips. Oh my god, go see a doctor about it or something. Gossip. Eh? Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits to passerbys, you know. I don't know what voice to give him, but I'm just gonna stick with that. Jaunty little tidbits. Tidbit? Got an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up your ginnel. Ginnel? What's going up my ginnel? What? 6 pence is the price, not a penny less. I can't believe we're just accepting that. We just have to accept that his lip is like that. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now. Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. What is he trying to sell it? Try the man.
What? Give him the money and see what it is.
What? What? Why do I gotta give him money? Pay the man cards. What? That doesn't make any sense. What if I don't have money? All right. 6 pence it is. You won't regret it, sir. Now, got your listening ears on. Also, he's been choked. What happened to his neck? He looks like he's been strangled or something. You got your listening ears on? Just between us, a young couple on Slade Street have just had twins. Oh, he spreads gossip because his name is Gossip, and he spreads gossip by you pay him money and he gives you gossip. Bitch, I don't fucking need this. Get away from me. Arrest him. Arrest this man. He did it. Is that it? God, stop touching your lip like that. God, I hate it. No, that's not it. It's gossip, ain't it? It won't to spread. But I bet it's up to you and your mouth, of course. I've got more, you know. Want another juicy one? 6 pence a piece it is, if you're curious. I want to know what happened to your neck. Has he been choking himself? I am curious, yes. But what's going on just under that fat bottom lip of yours? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Namely that unusual bruise or whatever it is that's poking out from under your collar. What about the next witness then? What name do you go by and what do you sell?
Me? I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, innit?
Firecrackers?
I sell these little fireworks for all the local school kids.
I guess I'm thinking that she looks really similar to the main girl from the Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright game, but that's just because she was blonde and had like a red hood thing, like Little Red Riding Hood, so I guess that's not really unique. Oh my gosh, she just lit that on her butt.
6 pence pops. What do you say?
If I wait here long enough, will it go off? I guess not. There it goes. That was really... You weren't exaggerating with little. Do they actually sell?
Oh yeah, the second use can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them they have to get 100. They could blow up the school.
Not the most savory ideas, my young lady.
What do you say then, eh? Want a pot with 6 pence for a pop?
What am I gonna do with that? I can't light them in court. Wait, what? You want me to buy one? Are they gonna tell me to buy it?
Tell you what, I'll let you in on a little secret. If you get 100 of them, you could blow up the whole courtroom.
Try the... No, huh? What? No? Wait, why do I have to pay? Alright, I'll buy one. Oh my god, I'm gonna be down 18 pence, or I don't know how much that is.
Lovely stuff. Right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus Special. Only 600 pence.
What? I just said I would buy the 6-pence one. 600!
It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there? I don't want it.
And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up that old Bailey, either. Why are we allowing- isn't this a weapon? Oh my god, and it's in our inventory now. I guess you can't put gossip in our inventory. The Venus Special Firecrackers consisting of 100 smaller firecrackers at 6 pence each. What sort of bang could it make? Is this the sound of the gunshot? This must have been the sound of the gunshot that they heard. And the last witness. What name do you go by? What do you sell? Gregson, quote unquote, was killed earlier on, before those street peddlers were there. That made the candle blow out. And the candle went out. It just got put out, I guess. Whatever, I don't know. I guess it's hard to say they got put out because there's still wax on this. Right? And if it kept burning while he was dead, then the wax would all be gone, presumably. But I don't know. Okay. My thought was that it happened earlier, and then the light went out. Or whatever. And then Van Zieks came in. Maybe the gun was already on the floor somewhere. And then the firecrackers went off. And that's the gunshot that they heard. That's the gunshot that they heard, and then maybe that's why the gun was cold. My point was saying that's why the gun was cold, because it happened earlier. And that's why the time of death is like not time of death wasn't written down. It's because they're basically hinting at us that it didn't happen at that moment, I think. I think I'm thinking too much. I feel like I'm thinking and speaking a lot.
Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruhodo? You're staring at the end of the string of fireworks.
Sorry. It's the Venus Special. I was wondering what 600 pence worth of fireworks would sound like.
Shall we find out?
What? But she said it could blow up the courtroom. Oh my god, you lit it? Alright. That was a fairly sizable bang.
My ears are still ringing, Mr. Naruhodo. It sounded almost exactly like a gunshot.
It goes off like a gunshot. Well then, The question is, was it lit by the candelabrum, I wonder? Was it the candelabrum that popped off this? That popped this off, maybe? Like the firecracker was like being hung above the candelabrum? Oh, so much thoughts. I need to shut up. I'm annoying myself. And the last witness. What name do you go by and what do you sell?
I'm a thinker, me. Think all sorts of thoughts. I think, therefore I am. I am, therefore I think. I think.
Whatever you're selling, is that 100?
Because I stand there on the street, watching the world go on about me. They call me the observator.
Oh wait, I can get info from you. Yeah, that old man. Everyone calls you sandwich and you know it.
Oh no.
So, you don't actually sell anything.
Problem shared is a problem halved, as they say. I give advice, I do, and think what it means.
What? Hot. Actual hero. What?
I don't actually sell anything. No, come to think of it.
Actual hero. Like an actual hero sandwich? Pity. No more purchases today, please. Well, we have quite a cast here, it seems. They conduct their business on Fresno Street from morning until night, my lord. And always in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene. I see. And thus they heard the gunshot, I suppose. Not only that, but they very bravely ran inside to see what was going on and witnessed the crime.
Well, they beggared, I thought. Just between us. Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw.
I already forgot their voices. Oh, it doesn't matter.
What I think is, if all we see is light and shadow, but playing with our eyes, is any of it real?
I forget was he in the case with the bus? Is that where we saw him from? Was he one of the people run? No, can't remember. Very well. The court will hear the formal testimony of these 3 witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnessed and heard at the time of the incident. Oh, man. Okay. We saw the whole thing from start to finish, we did. Everything from the moment they went in the building.
It was less than a minute after the Reaper were gone inside that we all heard a big bang.
It seems to me that quick to talk is quick to walk. Gossip couldn't wait to go and see what had happened. I ran to the room and there he was, the Reaper, gun in hand, standing over the dead body.
I was scared Dawg to have death me, so I ran off to find a cop.
I'm already tired of them. I'm tired of me. I'm tired of me being tired of them. Because I'm the one that's giving them the voices. Why am I tired of it? If these witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything, who did they see going inside the building? Only the victim, Inspector Gregson, and the accused, Baruch Van Zieks. I've seen pictures of that Reaper in the paper. I know what he looks like. And just between us, folk love stories like this. I've made myself a tiny sum already. But wait, the room was just one of the several flats in the building. Someone from another flat could have done it. All those flats on Fresno Street are unoccupied. Of course they are. They're small, damn dirty, and expensive to boot. The room in which the inspector was found in is the only property in the building that's currently leased.
And we know the leaseholder's name, don't we? It's Hugh Boone.
Testimony that court had just heard would appear to leave little room for doubt. It's becoming increasingly difficult to see how anyone other than the defendant could have committed the crime.
No!
Thank you for your candor, my lord. Candor, whatever. Isn't candor a bird? Counsel for defense. You may proceed to cross-examine the witnesses. Yes, my lord. In a closed court like this without a jury, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters. I have to break down this testimony. Somehow. Fuck, dog. Alright, I don't... Did they say anything wrong? What the? Scared the shit out of me. I just came back. I just took a small break, and then suddenly I accidentally hit the press button. When you say they, who do you mean exactly? Inspector Gregson and the defendant, Lord Van Zieks? I suppose so. The likes of us don't know the names of the high and mighty. But I'll tell you one thing. It was the old Reaper that went in last, that's for certain. Just behind Inspector Gregson. Did they arrive at the same time as each other? No, not at all. The first fella must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard the gunshot. 15 minutes, okay. The victim arrived 15 minutes before? Are you sure about that? Am I sure? Doesn't seem likely that I'd forgotten a fella with a bright red hair like that, does it?
Yeah, his hair really was red, weren't it? Redder than my flaming firework, even.
That fire red mops the burnt on the inside of my eyelid. It is. Oh yeah, I forgot I can look around. Not that I need to, but... Wait a minute. You're saying that the man was a redhead? Weren't you listening, chum? Hey, he was a redhead. He had a big trunk with him as well. Trunk?
But Inspector Gregson's hair isn't red. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
It seems likely that the person you saw wasn't in fact Inspector Gregson at all, but some other third party. Gregson in the trunk? Wait. Oh my god. Wait. Jigoku and Mikotoba were in Paris for one day, right? But surely they wouldn't have killed Gregson there and then packed him in the trunk and then brought him over here. But if he was in Paris, wouldn't we have known? Wouldn't Gina have said something about that? It doesn't say anything about him being in Paris here. Wait, my mind just went like 7,000 miles into the ocean. But my mind. My mind is like kind of like so stressed. No, I hate to break it to you, but the witnesses are correct. What? Just have a look at this photograph of the victim taken at the scene. I'm sleeping, Mario. Yes, that's Inspector Gregson, right? I'm like, I was about to say maybe they had planted Gregson's body in there, like Vigil had planted the body in there. Oh, I don't know.
And a red hairpiece. Of course! We saw one on the floor when we were investigating the scene, didn't we?
I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore a hairpiece, though. So then why on earth would he have been wearing something like that? Color does seem to suit the man, one might say. Photograph will be submitted as evidence, please, counsel. Wait, I had a thought. I just had a thought. Vigil, if with my theory about him being the one who's been killing all of the Reaper's like acquitted guilty people, whatever. Acquitted guilty people. But like the whole theory about him being the one offing the people who Van Zieks has gotten like acquitted or whatever. Or whatever. Those people, recently he hasn't been able to kill anybody because they've been shipped off out of the country and they've been safe, right? So I think he was getting paid to kill those people. And because he hasn't been able to kill them because they've been fleeing the country. He needed money. So he was going to join the Redhead League in order to get the money for his wife. Because his wife thinks that he's working in the jail thing, whatever. I think that seems solid to me. That seems like a solid line of thought. The whole Gregson thing is a little bit, I'm still kind of confused about that. Unless we're still thinking that Gregson is Vigil indeed, but I don't know. What became of the trunk that the red-headed victim was supposedly carrying? I was informed that no trunk was found at the scene. So it just disappeared.
Why, do you expect us to be watching the building every second, do you?
You should have. There's 3 of you.
You definitely saw him in the dock going in, though. No question about that.
It's less than a minute after the Reaper had gone inside that we all heard a big bang. Oh, I want answers. By which presumably you mean the gunshot.
I sound these little things, don't I? How would I know what a gunshot sounds like? But I've always thought it probably sounds a bit like this, doesn't it?
And you say that you heard this noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant here enter the building.
That's right. It was almost straight away. Bang, it went. Just like that.
I don't know why I gave her and him such similar voices. Not like they're related. Well, he's the Reaper, isn't he? It's what the French call a fait accompli. What? Sure.
When the Reaper's around, people are going on the ground. I mean, that's what he does, isn't it?
I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to live after he discovered his secret hideout. There can be no clearer motive for the crime. Yes. Certainly an minimally credible motive. Great. At that point, you ran inside. Is that correct? Was there maybe like a... I was gonna say maybe there's something attached to the door that made the firework go off or whatever, but he closed the door behind him, right? So, when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go too?
Well, me, I'm a bit hampered, see? All the signs that I can't move very well.
You were way behind, presumably, with that sandwich board around your neck and that big sign in your hand. Wait, what a great burden you bear. Wait, how could the trunk disappear if he wasn't... Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but is it possible you and I have met before?
I'm not anybody. Me, the signs are what make me who I am now. A sign, therefore I am.
So, you weren't employed as an omnibus driver just under a year ago then? He was the driver! Oh, okay. I knew he was in that case. I just couldn't remember what I thought he was a passenger. I think I was thinking that porter guy was the driver. Are they both out of a job? Well, I guess apparently he's out of the job. There's no one running the buses now?
I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, I agree. It's clearly been through a lot.
Turn down King Henry Street and the Black Widower's arms are just there. Oh dear, you made him hide behind a sign.
Life is full of surprises. That didn't help me a shit. I ran into the room and there he was, the Reaper and gun. Oh, okay. I thought we went in a circle. So then, you were the first person to arrive on the scene. Is that right?
That I was! Kicked the door open like a professional, I did, and yelled out, "What's going off here?"
Lord Van Zieks claimed all he heard was a man's scream, though. It wasn't dark inside the room.
No, not dark at all. There were candles burning on the wall.
He wouldn't have known that. He shouldn't have known that. Really? He shouldn't have known that. He shouldn't have known that.
There was a fellow collapsed on the floor.
Nope.
Just between us. It's the first thing I noticed when I got inside.
You wouldn't have been able to. Unless that door opens outwards, but it doesn't. I'm pretty sure it opens inwards. I see. Even though Lord Van Zieks claims not to have seen any such lights on the wall.
The next thing I noticed was someone standing right beside the body.
Why are you lying, though? The accused, Dawg Van Zieks.
That's right, that pale-faced Reaper himself. I was a little shocked, I won't deny it, but I'm no lily-livered coward. I stood my ground and gave that Reaper a cold, hard stare myself.
What's up, buddy?
Chotto!
Do you have something to add, Mr. Sandwich?
There's really nothing to me. Empty in the head I am. Just two slices with no middle.
Can you be a sandwich if you have no fillings?
So I don't know what you could about me with me.
I think that maybe you just remembered something. Having heard Mr. Gossip's last statement, I mean...
What I think is, we're all nothings, really. We try to dress ourselves up as something else, but at the end of the day, we're all just street sellers.
That's enough out of you, Sandwich. Keep your trap shut down. Nah, man. You got paid off.
Unless you want us to make you into a real sandwich. When he saw the Reaper, he fell clean over on his backside.
What? That's it?
Oh, you rotten beggar! I told you to keep a secret!
What?
He screamed, he did. Screamed and scrambled off on all fours. That's all I wanted to say.
He ran away after seeing it? Mr. Gossip, is that true?
The floor was that slippery, that's why.
What? Oh shit, I got confused, whatever.
Planted my hand in a filthy pool of blood, didn't I? Ugh!
Planted my hand in a filthy pool of blood. What? What? A pool of blood? What pool of blood?
Well, listen here. Even when I was sprawled on the floor, I still kept giving that Reaper a cold hard stare, and don't you forget it.
Is that his hand? No, that can't be right. Let's just go back a little. Did you say you got blood on your hand?
I did, eh? Happens to the best of us at times, don't it? So I was scared, so I slipped over. We can keep it between us, can't we?
What? No, Mr. Gossip. I'm going to have to ask you to add that information to your formal testimony. That bloody handprint is his on the notice board? Oh, if I must. Were you on the ceiling? Or did you fall? The witness will amend his testimony to include the aforementioned details at once. What? What? I don't know what position would you have been in if you walked in? You wiped it off on the floor. You wiped it off on the floor? How could you have? I don't even. Was there blood here? I don't even remember there being blood there, but there's no instance of. Oh, there's the blood. Oh, Greggy-san. Oh, Greggy poo. Look at that butt. He can't really be dead, right? Surely not. I was fooled once. I can't imagine that they would just kill him off. That seems mean. That seems mean that you would just kill somebody. The blood wouldn't have reached that far, right? It pulled over, like, not that far from the... Yeah, the door opens really far from the body. How could that be? And how do I deal with this sentence? What do I present to deal with this, I wonder? You wiped your hands on the floor. Oh, the board was over on the floor. He wiped it on the floor. Like he wiped it from the floor as opposed to wiping it while he was on the floor. Oops. What did I just do? Oh. Well, who wants blood on his hand? Hey, horrible stuff. And if I have thought I'd done it. No ta. You didn't think that might be a problem. Does it really matter if I left a few grubby handprints on the floor? They'll get cleaned up on the end, won't they? Don't make such a fuss. That's the message from all of us. Something wrong, Counsel. No, my lord. I didn't remember anything in the report about a bloody handprint on the floor. That's all. I need to show. Don't come at me with all that. You can't intimidate me. I know what I did. I wiped it off on the floor. The blood. I wonder, could that be what had happened? Mr. Naruhodo? She heard me go, "Buh." I don't have all the answers yet, but I think we may have just uncovered a vital clue. Okay, so it's not the fact that it was far away, but like the notice board had fallen over. I don't feel like pressing it yet. So the board had fallen over, and that's why the handprint was upside down. I was just thinking, like, was it on the floor? But how could you? We'll see how it plays out. I'm trying to figure out how this all went out. So you wiped off the blood from your hand on the floor of the room. Also, how could you? Are you quite sure about that? Also, wait a minute. He wiped off the blood on the floor, presumably on the notice board, because it was like fallen on the ground or whatever, right? Is there something else to no? Okay. How is this a wiping off? It's barely smudged. He looks like he literally just planted his hand on the. How is that wiping off? Whatever. Are you quite sure about that? Did I read that? I don't remember. Well, what else do you expect me to have done, eh? Does it really matter? The police found no such handprints on the floor during their investigations. What exactly is the defense asserting? Yeah, stop objecting me. If you listen, you'll find out. Prosecutor Asogi. It feels weird to call him that, even though he is that, but... Certainly, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. What are you trying to say? There was a handprint in blood left very clearly at the scene. On the back of this notice board. Oh, I just realized why that looked different. It's because he doesn't have the sword anymore, and usually before he would put his hand on the sword to rest it whenever he had like an aha moment or whatever. But this time he didn't, so I was like, why does his stance look so different? Oh, the small little changes. Oh yes, indeed. Indisputably a handprint in the distinctive color of blood. Hey, you're dead right! That's my right hand! I'd know it anywhere! Okay, so I thought maybe if he was like, nervous or like being caught in a lie or something, that he would be choking himself with his ascot or whatever to make that mark. So, he didn't do that? I'm guessing that mark was done by something else. Did he get choked? Like, why would it? The witness very definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprints on the back of the board are irrelevant. Bitch, think for a second, Cosmo, come on. Not if the board itself had fallen over on the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness's handprint to have ended up there. Just look at the floor plan of the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, and in an upright position. Even if it had somewhat been toppled and was lying on the floor at the time. It would have been a considerable distance from the body. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. But this diagram does show the door opens inward. You shouldn't have been able to see the body then. I fell over when I came across the body. So I was basically right next to the corpse. Not on the other side of the room. That doesn't make any sense. The body was moved then, right? In other words, the defense's assertions is contradictory. What? I'm not even understanding. I don't understand. What am I saying? I don't even understand how this is. Yes, it is. There's a very definite contradiction here, for which there must be a reason. I take it that you formulated a proper hypothesis, Counsel. Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found at the scene. I have, my lord. The discrepancy between the witness's account and the location of the handprint explained by... This discrepancy between the witness's account and the location of the handprint is explained by the board moving? Maybe? What? I don't even know. Huh? The witness claims to have wiped his bloody hand on the floor, yet no signs of that remains at the scene. The simplest explanation is that the witness is lying. Oh, I wasn't insinuating that the witness is lying about that. I thought we were gonna go overall that he was lying about something. This I assume? The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down. Lord gracious, so it is. If the witness had put his hands against the board, the fingers should be pointing upwards. What? What does that tell us? It tells us one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the board must have been lying on the floor, as I previously suggested. Which means that after the incident, it must have been moved. What? Yeah, so the crime scene was altered. But that still doesn't explain how that... How could you move the dead body and the blood? You're claiming that somebody moved the notice board after the shooting. Then tell the court who. I don't know. I don't know that yet. But the point is, when you consider all the testimony we've heard so far, we can now be very clear on one point. And that would be the position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord. So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertions for the court. At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated? So, okay, if we assume that the body wasn't moved, like it would have been hard to move the body from the door to here with the pool of blood, right? So this board was presumably here. Was it hiding the body? Like, was the notice board here so that motherfucker couldn't see it? And then it fell over somehow. Something tripped it to fall over, and then when the door opened, this doesn't make any sense, because how would you have opened the door and then how did he see the body? What do I want here? Sorry, I was expecting that to be wrong. This is the only position, something, whatever. Merely adjacent to the doorway. If the court would think back to the testimony given by the defendant earlier, he said that when he entered the room, it was dark, and he couldn't see the body. If the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view, and the light from the candles would have been blocked, making the room appear darker. Oh. But the accused also claimed that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or, in his precise words, just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of the Inspector Gregson appeared before me. He threw the door. Okay. So, hang on, 1 second. When I was saying that the board was there hiding the body, where's the crime scene? I thought it was like diagonal, but they're saying it's up against the wall like this. So then when Gossip came in through the door and he opened it, he must have slammed it too hard and then the board just like fell over? That still wouldn't explain why the hand... Because if he knocked it over, how would the handprint be on like the top of the board, right? Say if the board... I don't understand how this works. If the door opens, from what the diagram showed, it opened, I don't know how far, maybe it opens far enough that's not the 90 degree, and it hits the board, right? If the board presumably falls over this way, then the top of the board would be towards the body. But that's where the handprint was. Unless it was upside down? No, it couldn't have been upside down. Oh wait, whatever, I'll let the game show me how, because I'm not sure I understand the positioning of everything. I don't know about calling it a scream, but he was talking about me, and no mistake, because it was me that kicked the door open. If you look again at the floor plan, consider what would have happened if the door to the room was thrown open with force. Right? That can't. The door struck the notice board, knocking it over, and making the victim's body visible. Lord gracious. That's fine and all, but my client has told nothing but the truth. He has simply described what he saw. I was wondering what his like getting hit was. Well, not getting hit, I don't know what his like grunt was. Order! Order! Counsel! How has this not come to light before now? After the incident, somebody must have righted the board and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleagues saw it when investigating the room. So someone tampered with the evidence. Also, wait a minute, is that the pool of blood over on the right there? Isn't that really far? Man, I don't know, whatever, I don't know. Witness, what have you to say for yourself? What? Me, my lord? You and your fellows were there at the scene before anybody else. It goes without saying that you must know something about the position of the notice board. The witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Hey, stop looking over your glasses at me! I get the message!